Hello, my orchids. Let's talk about history. Today, we'll be talking about how the IYOBA position came to be with the case study of Queen Idia. Let's dive in. Queen Idia was the first woman in Africa to fight in a war. Don't argue with me. Let me tell you why. In the 15th century, her husband, Oba Ozolwa, died and left two powerful sons to dispute succession. The first wife was Owome, while Idia was the second. Owame and Idia gave birth the same day. Aaron was born first, and few hours later, Esige was born. Aaron did not cry immediately at birth, but Esige did, and as a result of that, Esige was first reported to the king. By the time Aaron cried, the king had completed Esige's proclamation as the first son according to the Benin tradition. Years went by, and Aaron and the mother didn't seem to accept this proclamation, as the fact they have been robbed of the right to the throne. Aaron wanted to take his rightful place as the king, and he wanted to take it by force. Now, let us remember that neither Aaron nor Esige were the first sons. They were actually a son before the both of them. But however, it was recorded that he was disqualified to the throne due to the fact that he sustained an injury that made him paralyzed when he was playing with Aaron and Esige. So he was disqualified from having a claim to the throne. Esige controlled Benin City, that's the son of the second wife, Queen Idia, while Aaron controlled Udo. Aaron tried to make Udo the capital of Benin City and make himself the king, but Esige did not agree and got angry. So the two brothers went to war. This was around 1504 to 1510, which was known as the Civil War in Benin. Idia supported her son Esige in the war to defeat his brother. She even took it a step further and led the army into battle. She was then nicknamed the only woman to go to war. You see, when I said she's the first woman in Africa to fight a war. Let's continue. During this time, it was unusual for women to go to war. However, Idia went against the grain. She was a fearless army general. Esige ultimately defeated his brother and became the Oba. His mother, Queen Idia, received much of the credit for these victories, as her political counsel, mystical powers, and medicinal knowledge were seen as the major forces behind the victory of Esige. She was the true power behind the throne of her son. To reward and honor her, Esige then created a new position within the court called the IYOBA, which means Queen Mother or the Oba's mother. Now, we should note that I think before now, there was actually an existing tradition that immediately the king was inaugurated as the Oba of Benin, his mother was to be killed on his accession. But the love Esige had for his mother made him change that rule. However, it was said that after the battle was won and then he became Oba, he hid his mother for a period of time till he was able to change that rule. And immediately he did that, he brought her back into the kingdom, and then he gave her the position of the IYOBA, which was a highly respected position in the kingdom. So yes, Queen Idia was indeed a force in the Benin Kingdom. And aside that, she also fought in the Igala War. Yes, it was noted that she fought in the Igala War to tell you that she was a warrior queen. She was ready to go to war. She was indeed a great personality. So yes, that's how the IYOBA position came to be. And